Hello, everybody. This is Darko 2012, and I'm covering an article about the 2009 Times Man of the Year. I'm sorry, Person of the Year. First, we had some very notorious people um, who've appeared on Times Person of the Year. This is the Fuhrer back in '39 who made it. We also know this individual who also made Person of the Year. Uh, According to this magazine, it's back in 2001 in January, before he allowed his country to be attacked. Um, and I guess that's what you do. You allow your country to be attacked, and you just declare a war, a jihad, or war on terrorism, and that's the way it goes. But this new person who has made Person of the Year has allowed their country to be attacked as well. A financial attack. Mr. What is it, Boxcar Ben or Ben Bernanke? Person of the Year. So let's go to the article now. This article was posted on December 16th, 2009. They must be kidding. Time magazine names Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke as Person of the Year. Are they kidding? Time magazine has named Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke as its Person of the Year. The magazine credits Bernanke with guiding the U.S. through the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. This comes at a time when criticism of the Federal Reserve has reached a boiling point. Many financial analysts are actually blaming the Federal Reserve and the international bankers behind it for creating the colossal financial mess that the world is in. They're referring to derivatives, of course, the derivatives market. To many, this move by Time magazine is a blatantly transparent attempt by the financial establishment to prop up one of their most valued frontmen. Of course, most of us know by now that some of the same financial interests that are behind the Federal Reserve are also behind Time magazine. Can anyone say a conflict of interest? But Time magazine appears not to fear any kind of criticism. Instead, they speak of Bernanke as if he was something beyond a hero. In fact, the Time article cast Bernanke as some sort of courageous soldier battling the demons of financial disaster. He led an effort to save the world economy. The Time magazine article goes on to bemoan the fact that the American public does not appreciate Bernanke. They portray him as some misunderstood hero who has sacrificed so much to save us all. He wishes Americans understood that he helped save the irresponsible giants of Wall Street only to protect ordinary folks on Main Street. So did Ben Bernanke save the planet from disaster? Or is it something else going on? The truth is that Ben Bernanke is just a frontman for a privately owned central bank known as the Federal Reserve that issues the currency of the United States and that makes countless billions off the backs of American taxpayers for the benefit of elite international bankers. That was really well said. Does that sound like a Person of the Year to you? Uh, the truth is that there currently is a move in Congress to conduct a real audit of the Federal Reserve for the first time ever. The leader of this movement is Republican Congressman Ron Paul from Texas. He is one of the few members of the Congress that wants to hold the elite international bankers behind the Federal Reserve accountable. The following is an excerpt from Ron Paul's remarks to the Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke at a recent hearing. The Federal Reserve, in collaboration with the giant banks, has created the greatest financial crisis the world has ever seen. The foolish notion that unlimited amounts of money and credit created out of thin air can provide sustainable economic growth has delivered the crisis to us. Instead of economic growth and stable prices, the Fed has given us a system of government and finance that now threatens the world financial and political institutions. Pursuing the same policy of excessive spending, debt expansion, and monetary inflation can only compound the problems that prevent the required corrections. Doubling the money supply didn't work. Quadrupling it won't work either. Buying up the bad debt of privileged institutions and dumping worthless assets on the American people is morally wrong and economically futile. That is how Ben Bernanke, quote, saved the U.S. economy, by flooding it with massive amounts of money. And when they say amounts of money, of course, they're referring to the fiat currency that they use to steal the money from us, right? It's all like funny money, they call it, not backed by anything. This flood of money will eventually lead to massive inflation and the crash of the U.S. dollar. Just look at the chart below, posted below. And this is the Federal Reserve's own statistics from 2008. You can see right around World War II, that's when it started. And then right when we went off the gold standard, right when Clinton got into office, right around here, boom. It's great, isn't it, everybody? As we noted on our sister site recently, the results of this kind of monetary policy are going to be absolutely disastrous. You see, rapid inflation is like a hidden tax on everyone and everything. All those seniors who carefully budgeted for retirement are going to be in for nasty surprise. The value of everyone's dollars is going to rapidly go down the toilet. Ben Bernanke did not, quote, save the economy. He only made the inevitable collapse so much worse. But the financial establishment is going to continue to prop him up as they continue to rob us blind through the manipulation of our currency and through the massive interest that they make off the U.S. debt. The United States is being looted, and Ben Bernanke is helping to lead the way. This does not make him Person of the Year. Well, just to make a quick comment on that statement, I know what they mean by that, but actually that does make him Person of the Year, because if you think about it, with Bush and Hitler and other people that were on Time magazines, I think I even saw a picture of Stalin. So, but I'm not for sure if he actually made Time of the Year. But these are puppets, just as much as Ben Bernanke's a puppet, and Bush, President Bush, both of them actually. But the second Bush, the younger one, probably more so than the elder. But with Hitler even too, Stalin, they're all puppets, man. They're all puppets for these bankers. I mean, that's the end game. That's their war. It's a financial war, and they just put these people in front of us, in these positions of power that we give them. We grant them these positions of power, and then they once they're in there, they use our system to basically hijack it by making sure that they don't have to, making sure that they have the front man paid off. He's in the he's paid off. He's in the bag. He's going to do whatever you want. That's why he's a puppet. He has no loyalty to the people that he says he represents, like Hitler or Bush. Although they wrap themselves in the flag, right? They don't represent us, and that's why we say that they hijacked our country, or that they're puppets. So, but I think this puppet is going to go away pretty soon. Hopefully, he doesn't get replaced by another puppet. That's the thing that I don't really worry about it, because I think that as long as the auditing of the Federal Reserve System takes place, or at least a debate or a discussion about auditing the Fed is present, that then they're actually losing, because first people didn't even think that the Federal Reserve was private. They all thought it was an actual a big government agency, when Greenspan himself said that they operate outside the government, and that they're not accountable to anybody. So it's about time that they go away, and it is kind of fitting that they would name him Person of the Year, because most people of the year, or persons of the year for Time, are usually bad people, if you want to call them that. They're just sellouts. So I don't know. It's good news and it's bad news, but either way, that's my 2 cents on the whole thing. So